They told me he had to do it again because he didn't get the time order. Okay. And they talked about making a mid-engine or rail engine Corvette on the designing of the C4. And they thought about it for one time, but nobody wanted it. They always want the front engine, the rear drive. They said maybe in 2020 a C8 Corvette will become a mid-engine car. And this is a concept of the C7. It's not like a real car. And any questions?
How many Corvettes in Qatar right now, do you know, roughly? Would it be in the thousands, hundreds?
Yeah.
Do you have one?
No. I wish. It's my dream car.
One day you will have it.
Abdullah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And now I present my colleague Hamid with he's talking about level of content.
Good morning, my name is Hamid. I will be talking about liver transplant. These are a few topics I'll cover. The function of the liver, types of liver failure, what causes the failure, and transplant itself, and the recovery and lifestyle changes after the transplant. Here you have a picture of a healthy liver and a damaged liver. This is what it looks like when it's severely damaged and needs to be replaced. The functions of the liver. The liver is an organ that metabolizes drugs, chemicals, and it cleans the blood before it enters the rest of the body. It acts like a filter, sort of. It also prevents blood clotting and by making protein for the blood. Here are the most common types of liver damage or disease, from the most common to the least. The most common one is hepatitis, and it can be transmitted through many different ways. Then you have cirrhosis, and the least common is liver cancer. As you can see the statistics. It's not hard to keep one's liver healthy, as you just have to maintain a healthy diet, limit alcohol consumption, or don't drink at all, and minimize drug use, even prescribed drugs. Here's the first guy who made the liver transplant. He tried it on a young girl, but the patient died due to uncontrolled bleeding. But then he succeeded in 1967 as the first liver transplant. The transplant itself it's not simple, it's complicated. There must be two surgeons due to complications, and you must find a match. The closer the person is to you, as if he's a relative, the chances of succeeding is much higher. But even after that, there's still chances of rejection. And for finding a match, you will need to do some evaluation tests, frequent blood tests, CT scan, and finally a liver biopsy, where they take a part of your liver and check it. For the procedure, they will take roughly 60% from your liver, the right side, and move it into the other patient's intestines or body. And then they will stitch you up, give you meds painkillers and send you off after a week for the donor. The recipient, however, must stay for a longer period of time in hospital because complications may still occur. Most commonly is the rejection and blood clotting. So they will keep giving them aspirin and more painkillers. Before the surgery, you will be asked to fast for at least 12 hours. You should arrive at the hospital in the early morning, 5 a.m. or 4, depends. They will prep you, give you anesthesia, and put you on the table. Then they will start opening you up. Even during the surgery, complications may occur. The patient might wake up. The surgeon might get a vital vein or something, and bleeding may occur also. The recovery part. The donor will spend 7 days, about a week or less in the hospital, and then they will send you off. However, the patient may stay, as I said before, because their immune system will be cut in half. They will be less. They're more likely to get infections and other stuff. The recipient, he can go on and live his life the way he did before, but the donor would go back to normal, but the recipient has to make major changes. They should not drink alcohol. They should stay in a healthy diet, take their meds on time, and do not do strenuous activity, as a hernia might happen to them, even for the donor. And the chances are there for the rest of the life due to the scarring. Here's a picture of the hospital where I donated the part of my liver to my mother. She had cirrhosis for about 9 years. Any questions?
You already told me, but how long ago was this? So when did you go to the States? You went 2016?
Last year.
Well, last year.
April.
So last April, he gave up 60% of his liver, and he's here presenting for us today. I think that's pretty remarkable.
So yeah, one of the questions I was going to ask why you chose that particular topic, but yeah, I understand why now. Yeah, good
And
for
your
you.
mother's good? Mother's okay?
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Have you noticed any difference since you gave up part of your liver? Like, can you notice at all something?
I have sometimes muscle cramps in the scar location. So overall, it's okay.
That's it. Wow, amazing.
Yeah,
When
amazing.
I went on college, we will talk about gaining weight.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Khaled. I'm going to talk about video games, a brief history of video games, and a couple of facts. So here's video games. I'm sure most of you know what video games are or have played video games before, but does anyone here don't know about video games? Like, haven't played, so everyone here played video games, so I'm pretty sure you know about it. So video game is basically a device that you can connect into any kind of screen to like interact with the game. And there are different types of video games depending on the device and the year it was made. So the first video game was made in 1958. And it's called Pong, and it's the first video game was ever made. So next we have arcade video games. So So arcade video games are basically a room filled with video games that you can interact with about this big. And you just insert the coin into it and you play. But the most fun part about it was you can play it with friends and you can like compete with it, and it's like the most fun. And it's what really attracted people into video games in the first place. But the most popular video game was called Space War. And Space War was made by a guy named Steve Russell. I have a picture of Steve Russell. So there's the guy making that video game, Space War. I'm sure most of you know what Space War is. I have like respect for this guy more than Newton. That tells you something. Okay, so the next big thing, like the huge thing in video game world, is the pinball era. So the pinball era was the most competitive game ever, and like at that time. So you just play for the high score, and the good thing about it is the score that you get, it will stay there as long as the game exists. And you can still see a few of these around because they're pretty old, and people lost interest in them these days because there are better video games and stuff like that. So you just play for that high score. That's like the most competitive out of them. So after all this, like you think that everything is gonna go well because it's going up, right? But then the video game crashed in 1983. So I have a couple of reasons. So first, it was like a new thing to the industry. So like companies didn't know how to deal with them, and they just wanted to compete with other companies. So it went down, like the industry went straight down, and there were too many devices, too many video games that like people didn't know what to choose. So not a company like made a name for themselves. So what happened is Nintendo came in to save the day, and you can see here the first Nintendo devices. So do any of you own any of these? The first one? You have one? So this one.
I used to have the Wii.
The Wii is like relatively new, it's like 2012. So these are the new Wii devices, games, and I'm pretty sure you know what they are. Like this is the controller that you connect to the device, that connect to the screen, and this one's like the old. I know like a lot of people who own this. You know this right here doesn't work. They get low on it. Yeah. Yeah, it should never work again.
Hit it a couple times.
Yeah, hit it twice. So good thing there's like a lot of devices. They made it. They put some effort into it, and you think like who play games like this? Like it's for kids or something like that. But like the number might actually surprise you. So who play video games? About 1.2 billion people around the world play video games. All ages. It's not for like male or female, it's like for everyone. There's different genres. Whatever you like, whatever you're into, you find it. So that's why it's like huge and popular, and the number is still growing. So it's not like a state number. So you see a lot of people playing it. So you think, are there any advantages or disadvantages? Yes, of course there are. First going to be talking about disadvantages. So I have three disadvantages here. So the first like big thing, which most people hate, is the possible addiction. You can get addicted to it pretty fast, because like there's a reason why a lot of people play it. And the worst thing about addiction is that you don't know that you're addicted to it until it's too late. It's not just about video games, it's like in general, but it's like in video games specific because it's like really strong. And so you really don't want to get addicted to it, but it's too late then. The second thing, it affects this sense of vision. I mean, as you can tell from my glasses, I'm a gamer. So yeah, it does that. Like especially if the lights are turned off and you stand there for, like sit there for hours and you don't move. Next thing you can't see anything. You just go to sleep, wake up, do all that over again. So yeah. And the third thing is that waste of money. So it's connected to the first point, which is like if you're addicted to it, you can you don't only want to play it. That's what it was before. But nowadays you have to buy the game, you have to get a pack, you have to like get
Accessories.
accessories, weapons, stuff like that. Yeah. So it's not as basic as it was before. Like companies know how to take money from you, but if you're addicted, you just like take my money out of it. That's the way it is. So, but of course there are some advantages. So we're gonna talk about a couple of them. So the first point is that it develops new relationships. Like back in the days, you play and you go want to socialize as a kid, and the first thing you're gonna talk about is what's on your mind, and that's like the video game. Like I played this game, I got this high score, this and that. But nowadays, it's more like an online thing. You meet people all around the world, and it's not just local. So it's like you meet all sorts of people. And the second point is it improves teamwork and multitasking skills. Some games you can't win alone, you can't even play alone, so you're gonna have to learn how to teamwork, and that helps you like in real life out of the video game world. And the third point is it improves reflexes, make you think outside the box. Like for example, puzzle games and things that you can't just things that are not obvious, so you have to look for a clue as like something outside the box and not just as obvious. So we talked about that, so I'm just going to show you a quick video about how games changed, about more than 55 years now. So here's just a quick video about it. This is the phone. It's funny because this is how it started. Yeah, thank you.
I miss those graphics actually.
I'm sure no one knows this game. It's weird. It's really good. What are the Pokemon mobile games? Come on. So the fifth generation is where it really develops, and you can see the difference in video games. So it's where it always started. Some of you are going to nostalgia feeling now, and the old games and stuff. The sixth generation is where the first-person shooter came in, and you know, Call of Duty and all those games. This is one really popular, one of my favorite games. It's really violent. Yeah. That's what people love about it. And you can see the difference, like start from Pong, from like a simple Mario game to this. Like even if you're not playing, if you're just watching someone play, you'll be like interested in like, oh, what is this? I wonder I can do this, if I can do it or not. Yeah. And
Action games.
actually, like voice actors got really interested in video games.
As big as the screen as well.
What's that?
As big as the screen, they will enjoy it.
Yeah, of course. Not when it was small, but it was big. Everyone can. Yeah, sure. Call of Duty, of course. The storyline, like, changed. The graphics, just everything changed about it. Like, like, if you're not interested in this, you look at this thing and it's like it's a movie or something. That's actually a video game they can play. Look how, like, the graphics, the voice.
The storylines.
The storyline, exactly. So thinking that it's a video game. So, yeah, I'm just like looking at this and going back and down, so it's like really huge. Beautiful. Thank you. So, does anyone have any question about video games in general? I'm a gamer, so. Yeah.
What's your preferred platform of gaming?
Like a device? PlayStation 4, of course. It's like the most famous one here. But I play like Wii with my siblings and stuff. So yeah. Any questions?
I've got many questions, but I think that's not the right time. Maybe I'll take some advice from you. It seems my kids sometimes take money from me, but I want to know that is it worth it or not. So I will come back to you maybe later. I need really your advice, really. As a parent, really, I think I need some advice.
I always have big bills actually in my Orido account. So what the hell did they come from that is a lot of my kids?
Especially beginning of month when I get my salary. Oh, Dad, can you buy that? Maybe I need something from you, some tips, okay?
Yeah, okay, okay. Like, yeah, parents get annoyed by video games and, you know, like, they take a lot of time with kids.
Yeah,
They look at the disadvantages, but maybe you can look at the advantages for us.
It has an
Yeah,
advantage, definitely.
yeah, so I like the balance.
I just
Especially
say,
the language sometimes, communication. English
Yeah,
and stuff.
there's communication, there's music, like, it's wonderful.
I feel like you showed a history of my childhood. Right from Pong. Actually, Pong was my first.
Oh,
In the 1970s, we had Pong. That was it.
Yeah, even me.
So thank you everyone for listening, and thank you for showing up. And that was it, so help yourself with some privilege or whatever you need. Thank you very much.
Actually, interesting about gaming, so we had the 2 days that you guys got off, that nice long weekend you had, we were here doing some professional development. One of the sessions I took was on gaming in the classroom. It's actually, that's one of your advantages now, is because some people really do react to games, so how do we bring gaming into the classroom? So for example, we used a lot of Kahoot this year. That got you guys motivated, it's competitive, but yet you have good retention of what we're learning. So that's coming. There's going to be more electronics, there's going to be more interaction type stuff where you interact with others. And so it's actually an exciting time. There's a lot of technology out there, and so the next few years you guys are at the right age for it too. As you guys go up through your schooling and go into the plants, you're going to be exposed to a lot of this stuff. So you're going to get to see some pretty big transformations. So you guys will be a big part of that. There's an old guard that is getting used to the old ways, and there's a new guard coming in that says, hey, we can do this electronically. So you guys are going to be part of that wave. You guys are going to be on the forefront. So a lot of the new technologies that come out, you guys will be using it. So that's, yeah, get used to that. Yeah. So they've taken some gaming and they put some good use to it. So again, guys, thank you very much. These guys worked very hard on it. I can't thank Miss Carol enough. Carol's been coming in once in a while to not only work on the presentations, but we've been doing some interviewing skills. We've been doing a lot of emailing. We did a lot of stuff that way when you guys go to the plant, you are better equipped to deal with supervisors, coworkers, and stuff like that. So, because we'd all like you guys to be a supervisor down the road. So you guys will be going to the work plant here shortly, so when you guys go there, maximize your time, ask lots of questions, and then that way when you finish, come back here and finish 2A2B, you'll be good to go out there. So I wish you guys well. Make sure you guys keep emailing us too. Miss Carol still wants her weekly email. So.
I have your email address, so I'll find you.
Yeah. So,
Can I
thanks,
say,
guys.
can I say just one word for this guys? Like for example, I have attended many PowerPoint presentations, especially from the TPP or TPP when we were in Raspa a long time ago, and here also in the college. But to be honest with you, what I have seen today is really perfect. Like it's wonderful, and really this is a great job. I'm sure your company one day will be very proud of you.
So you guys are phase 1. I've seen phase 2, and I've seen even university stuff, even for my class, even for the stuff that I do. This was really good. And actually they taught me some stuff by PowerPoint, but I struggled with it. They know more than I do, so they're very good.
This is a very astonishing moment actually for us to hear. Same team, about myself and Faisal. It's a great thing that we have seen. I've watched also and seen other people doing the same presentation, definitely topics, but this was spectacularly great. Thank you so much.
Yes,
And thank you also,
absolutely.
and thank you for the great efforts you guys have spent with those beautiful guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.